Hello and welcome in, everyone. It's Laura from today's Show's Taurus Tarot and Astro Insights, and we are going to talk about the forecast for the week ahead for the Twin Flame Collective. We are going to go into detail about the astrology, then we are going to dig deeper into the predictions with the tarot and the oracle cards. So please feel free to subscribe if you're new here. Welcome back to all of my faithful subscribers. Please remember to like the video, comment on the video, and share the video, especially if you're resonating with the message. So on Monday, today, February the 3rd, we do have a trine between Mercury and Jupiter. We also have the long-awaited Venus conjunct North Node transit, along with Mars retrograde in a square to Chiron. Tuesday, February the 4th, we do have Venus entering into Aries, and Jupiter is finally stationing direct after months in retrograde motion. On Friday, February the 7th, we are going to have Venus in a conjunction to Pluto. On Saturday, February the 8th, both the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius will be sextile Chiron, the wounded healer. And then Sunday, we close off the week with the Sun conjunct Mercury and Mars retrograde in a trine to Saturn. So let's break it down and let's talk about what these energies mean and how they could possibly manifest in the collective this week. With transiting Venus conjunct transiting North Node, this is loud. Venus represents love, represents beauty, represents relationships, values, finances. And the North Node, well, that's the representation of our soul's purpose, our karmic pathway. It's what we're meant to grow towards in this lifetime. And we are all feeling these energies. They are linked somewhere in your birth chart when it comes to your own personal destiny and your own evolutionary path. This conjunction is creating a massive merging of energies. This is probably one of the most potent, powerful alignments taking place. And so there's going to be a massive energetic impact on the twins. Do keep in mind, Venus transiting through Pisces is exalted when it comes to the divine feminine essence. And so there is going to be a deeply spiritual, a deeply karmic moment playing out somewhere in your birth chart. So for me, this is happening in my first house. So pay attention to the house of Pisces. That's probably where this transit is going to be taking place. But this is going to open up new doorways for growth. And this is all about love, creativity, and creating that deep emotional connection between the counterparts. And so with the North Node, there might be a shift in direction when it comes to your purpose or your path, or even your creativity when it comes to what direction you want to take in your life. And so this is a beautiful alignment where I feel the Divine Feminine Collective is encouraged to move forward towards a more spiritually fulfilling path. And so during this transit, there could be a strong pull that the Divine Masculine might be feeling towards healing and towards going to this healing path with the Divine Feminine. It is creating a harmonizing energy when it comes to these unions and these connections. And we're going to feel it within ourselves. We're going to feel it all around us, especially those that are deeply attuned to the cosmic energies. And so there's going to be a lot of transcendence, and I'm not going to get into any politics, but we do have to understand that we are divinely protected and we are here to transcend all of these earthly material concerns that is all over social media at this point in time. And so the twins are here to hone in and ground in when it comes to these deeply emotional, spiritual bonds, when it comes to artistic endeavors to create new earth. And so there is going to be this energy, I feel, this week where the masculine is no longer going to be able to resist that strong pull, that strong drive or draw towards the feminine. And I do feel the Divine Feminine is going to be rooted in more selfless expressions of creativity in the energies this week, especially when it comes to spiritual careers, spiritual pursuits. And so there's a big urge as well in the collective with this transit to let go of these old, outdated karmic relationship patterns. And this is going to be a very fluid energy is really what this felt like. And so we're here to take an intuitive approach to love and connection. And so we're kind of all being invited, I feel, in the energies this week to explore how we can step further onto the service path when it comes to compassion, understanding, and aligning not only our personal desires with a higher purpose, but aligning the greater scale of this altruistic purpose that the twins came here to manifest. And so this is going to be a very highly creative time period, especially for the divine feminine. I'm feeling it. I feel like I'm back in the groove finally after months of feeling stuck, of feeling stagnant. It's finally feeling like energy is moving again. It feels really, really good. And so tap into your artistic expression this week, divine feminine. It will really serve you well. There is a strong urge when it comes to new healing modalities, new healing endeavors this week. And I do feel there's going to be a fated, destined shift when it comes to these divine unions, these divine connections. And so what I was shown in these energies was the Three of Wands to the Two of Cups. And so this is a very powerful message about divine partnerships, about expansion out of these karmic relationship cycles. And when I think of the Three of Wands, it's foresight, it's taking action, it's growth, it's the anticipation of receiving a new opportunity or anticipation of receiving a manifestation. And it is all about exploring new horizons, right? And so I feel the twins are coming into a clearer vision. They're coming into finally the long wait is over when it comes to the results of all of the hard work that we've taken and progressed through on the spiritual path. And the Two of Cups is all about love and connection and harmonizing this deep spiritual bond between the counterparts. And we are here to work together not only romantically, but professionally as well, because of the deep emotional connection that the twins do share. And so together, I feel these energies are suggesting a new cycle when it comes to these partnerships. That grounded union is so close. It's right there on the horizon. And when the twins come together, the growth and the success that will expand within the collective will be phenomenal. And so I just feel that waiting phase or that waiting period is almost over. But I think a lot of the divine masculines are kind of just waiting for the perfect right opportunity. And so we do need to remember, when all of the baggage, all of the past life pain is cleared, we come together in this state of deep mutual respect and love and understanding, because we do have shared goals and aspirations when it comes to these new earth collaborations. And so we are here to not only work with one another, but also within a group and a group of some sort. And so I think there's going to be a lot of emotional fulfillment coming for the twins. So stay in balance with these energies, because overall there's a joining of forces, I feel. And when the twins join together in these forces, because this is the right person for us, we're not only expanding our own possibilities, but we're doing this for the greater good as well. And so there's a realignment when it comes to deeper values, I feel, in the energies this week. And with Mercury forming a trine to Jupiter right before it stations direct, this is all about communication. This is all about cleaning up that thought process, right? It's about learning, it's about growth, it's about expansion, it's about wisdom, and it is about higher learning. And so through Jupiter's retrograde, we've been kind of going through expansion internally, and now it's time to bring that forward. And so there is going to be a massive energetic impact on the collective with this harmonizing energy between Mercury and Jupiter. And so this might be the perfect time for the masculine to come forward with communication and articulate his thoughts. What I heard was negotiation. So negotiating a new soul contract, exploring this new opportunity to come together. And so I feel this is really going to boost the confidence in the collective when it comes to discussions, future plans, and a new venture, and getting on board with that higher perspective. And so with this energy, it did bring forward for me the Tower card and the Justice card. And so there could be sudden movement forward. The Tower is all about unexpected changes. The Tower is all about upheaval that will require immediate reassessment and balance of this newfound truth. I feel newfound truth being downloaded. And so we're breaking down the false establishments. We're breaking down the false relationship structures. and we are going towards something new. But in the moment, it can feel chaotic, it can feel unsettling. And the Justice card, of course, is all about truth, fairness, and accountability, right? Integrity, accountability. And so the divine masculine could be in a situation where the truth is going to be coming to light, where maybe this truth was once either just blatantly ignored or kept hidden. This is going to come to light, I feel, in a very forceful and dramatic way this week. And there is this universal demanding energy when it comes to this reckoning. And I know the reckoning, saying reckoning can sound fear-based, but it's really not. There's going to be a point of crisis, I feel, for the divine masculine that's going to have to force him to confront maybe a legal matter, a moral matter, or an ethical issue that's been ignored. And this truth is going to cause that false foundation to fall apart, whether it's another relationship, a social group, a job, or just a belief pattern. It's going to ultimately have to fall apart in order to ground in a more balanced outcome between the counterparts. And so there's definitely this uncomfortable upheaval that is likely taking place at the beginning of the week, but ultimately it's going to result in clarity so the twins can come together and build a more solid foundation based on truth. It's based on truth. And so whether you're called to take responsibility for something or you're witnessing the consequences of somebody else's actions catching up with them, these energies are pretty loud this week, especially with transiting Mars retrograde forming a square to Chiron. And so Mars is all about action. It's all about drive. It can be very aggressive in retrograde motion. Mars in Cancer and Chiron in Aries are both leadership energies. They're cardinal placements. And so with Chiron representing the wounds and the healing and the integration of these vulnerabilities and these wounds, this square aspect is going to feel quite intense. It's going to create all kinds of challenges and friction and conflicts. And we can't really avoid that connected to our wounds and our vulnerabilities. Nobody likes to have to dig up and unearth very uncomfortable truths when it comes to wounding. And so I feel a lot of the divine masculines are feeling super frustrated, super blocked when it comes to their actions, especially seeing the divine feminine kind of back in the flow, asserting herself and fully pursuing her goals. And so these old emotional wounds are getting drudged up. I feel the divine masculine is facing a lot of insecurities that are surfacing, that they've kind of repressed, that they've kind of stuffed down. And they are feeling like they can't really assert themselves. And so their ability to take action is being hindered, whether there's an external hindrance or it's just an energy that they're needing to work through. And so I think the challenge for the masculine is to acknowledge their emotional vulnerabilities. And when we acknowledge our vulnerabilities and we use them for fuel to drive our passion, rather than letting frustration or anger take over, it can be very empowering. And so I do feel the masculines are being tested this week to find their true spiritual strength, to empower themselves, and to face this past pain that has kind of been avoided. And so these energies kind of squaring it up together is a special kind of emotional tension. It's like there's a standoff energy, right? I think a lot of the masculines feel the need to protect themselves. They don't want to be vulnerable. They want to protect their vulnerabilities. That's that Cancer energy of going into the shell. And they're being frustrated. They're feeling frustrated when it comes to not being able to act assertively when it comes to the Chiron and Aries, which is all about acting the way that you want to. But there needs to be an alchemy between these two energies. And so the energies I feel with that square are really highlighting the deep seated wounds within the masculine collective surrounding their emotional defenses, right? And so this is collectively. And so, or their ability to express anger and assert themselves without feeling guilty or overly sensitive. Guilt is a big emotion that I think holds a lot of the divine masculine collective back, especially when it comes to these old emotional wounds, because this is tied to self-worth. This is tied to like almost like an identity wound that is probably going to surface in the energies. And I think a lot of their instincts is to just retreat. They want to act passively. And then this creates more frustration because we can't passively ignore the pain. The pain needs to be expressed in order to fully move forward towards our true desires. And so this is a week of healing, a massive time period of healing. I know a lot of the divine feminines have been required to have intense amounts of patience throughout the separation process. And we've had to work through self-compassion on the journey as the masculine works through his own emotional challenges, and we overcome our own insecurities as well on the twin flame path. And so major themes of growth, I feel, major themes of communication and healing in the energies, so we can fully pursue that deeper purpose together. I was also shown the Sun card with the Nine of Wands, not surprisingly, with the fact that Chiron was a part of this energy. And so there's going to be clarity. There's going to be resilience. You think of the Sun, it represents illumination. It represents vitality. It is a very positive energy. It's linked to Leo. It's optimism. It's truth. It's enlightenment. And so these cards together are saying the masculine is going to have to go through that final push, and then we can reach the end game, right? We can reach the goalpost. And so they're going to have to endure these challenges in order to go forward, but only after facing these obstacles that have been avoided up until now. And so I think the masculines have been through a very difficult an exhausting journey, and the light is finally coming back online. The light is finally shining through. And so there's like a final hurdle or a final achievement as well that the divine feminine will have to get through in order to reach their place of true achievement this week as well. I just feel like the hard work is finally paying off, right? And so there's going to be a moment, I feel, of renewal in the energies after a time period of struggle. And so your resilience will be rewarded, divine feminine. I do feel a lot of insights are being downloaded. And there is this joyful resolution building when it comes to a sense of fulfillment on the path. We do have on Tuesday the 4th, we've got Venus entering into Aries. Finally, after months of retrograde, Jupiter is stationing direct in Gemini. All of this happening on the same day. But first, let's talk about Venus entering into Aries. So this is interesting because we're closing out the Venus in Pisces at that 29th degree, and we're going right into 0 degrees Aries. And so the energy is drastically shifting from that passive, receptive nature of it being in Pisces to a more fiery approach, right? It's fire energy. We're going from passive water to fiery Aries energy. And so this is a very dynamic energy activating this flame, I feel, within the divine feminine. It's an initiation energy is really what that felt like when it comes to relationships, desires, being more direct, I feel, more passionate, divine feminine, especially when it comes to your approach of finances, personal desires, and love. And so this could manifest in a lot of different ways when it comes to relationships. I think the feminine is starting to finally feel more confident. I think people are going to be massively drawn to the divine feminine with her boldness, her willingness to just go after what she wants. And so this is also where the feminine finds that strong urge to really ground in interdependence and independence within relationships. And so this is the energy of like, I'm not going to settle for less than what doesn't excite me. I'm not going to settle for less than what I deserve, because Aries is the sign of self. Now, when it comes to personal values and aesthetics, the divine feminine might be more experimental with her appearance. I'm trying to step outside the box, and I'm feeling really bold, really unconventional with my clothing style. And so there might be a desire to express yourself individually in more unique ways when it comes to your aesthetic and your style. When it comes to society, I just feel the feminine is going to be more flirtatious in Aries. It's going to be more playful. It's going to be this forward flirting energy when it comes to social situations. And I'm not really a flirt. I just am an introvert at heart, but when you get me in a social setting, I am such an extrovert that people often mistake that as flirting. But like the Romance Angels card, just flirt, right? Flirt. It's all about just extending your lighthearted energy. And it's just kind of like enjoying the pursuit of the chase, right? But the downfall for the feminine collective, I feel, is there could be a lot of impulsive spending. So we really want to hone in the purchases. We really want to hone in when it comes to indulging in things that just might catch your eye in the moment. I know I indulged and I splurged last week, and I upgraded and I bought myself a new laptop. So I'm excited about that. It was much needed for the business side. And so with Jupiter also stationing direct, this is all about expansion and growth. So when it was retrograde, the expansion was more internal. And now we're going to be able to take that growth, take that knowledge, and communicate it into forward motion when it comes to intellectual pursuits. And so we're going to feel more confident when it comes to our ideals, our beliefs, and there's going to be a resurgence, I feel, of an opportunity for the twins to connect. That's what I'm feeling with this Jupiter going direct energy. And so this could manifest as a revelation of ideas. There could be a lot of communication. There could be travel. I just feel expanding social networks as well when it comes to our communication skills. And so short trips, communication, connecting was a big message. And then the optimism, the confidence when it comes to our social interactions, our social connections. We're going to be able to finally see the bigger picture after months of retrograde energy when it comes to our pursuits, debates, and discussions. And we're going to be able to grow when it comes to digital spaces. And so, yes, I'm ready to expand when it comes to communication platforms, technology. I just went over and I am verified now by Meta over on my business page on Facebook. If you don't follow me on Facebook, go check it out. And definitely the light is shining brightly because I had somebody go on my business profile and steal my profile picture and my cover photo, and is impersonating me with a false name and a fake account. And so a lot going on when it comes to online social media and digital networking. And so these energies are going to be interacting though together because these shifts are happening on the same day. And so this could mean new, bold, expressive ideas, new, bold, expressive desires. There's this sense of seeking and wanting that freedom within relationships. And so I just feel the energy is going to feel less restrictive now that Jupiter is going direct, and there's going to be an increased curiosity when it comes to new endeavors, new desires, and new experiences. And so this energy is feeling pretty good. We can't forget to prioritize independence and authenticity when it comes to the underlying energy of wanting to connect with people. So keep that in mind this week. Friday, with Venus and Aries forming a sextile to Pluto, this is rebirthing a very dynamic energy. It's going to be intense. It's going to be transformational. We're going to have these energies transiting somewhere through our birth chart. And so for me, I've got Pluto in Aquarius sitting in my 12th house, and I will have Venus in Aries either sitting in my first or my second house, depending on, I haven't pulled a transit chart yet, but I will be. But this is going to be deep transformative energies when it comes to these innovative divine connections at a massive societal level. And so this is going to manifest as positive changes in relationships, positive changes in values. It's going to feel intense, and at the same time, it's going to feel very exciting. And so the twins are here to stimulate one another when it comes to this transformational journey. And we're going to have a chance to explore this connection again in this new unconventional dynamic energy. And we are going to be challenged to grow. And so get ready to embrace change. Pluto is all about change. We are now also in the year of the snake, which is all about transformation and shedding. And this is all about empowering ourselves when it comes to our personal values and how we present ourselves and how we kind of can fully adopt a more authentic expression. And so there is a very creative transformational process when it comes to the divine feminine influence, when it comes to art, when it comes to beauty. And so there's going to be a powerful burst of creativity, I feel, for the divine feminine collective with that aspect. And so you might be inspired to make a very bold, innovative choice, especially when it comes to your creative work. You're going to want to push the boundaries this week is what I feel. And this really is an aspect of healing through intensity. And so there's potential for deep emotional healing in these counterpart relationships this week. But Divine Feminine, you too have to confront those deeper issues in a way that will allow you to fully embrace this personal growth. And so conflicts will feel more intense without a doubt. But we are reaching a new level of understanding when it comes to transforming our emotional lives this week. And so overall, we are making changes to our confidence in relationships, our desires, and our creative pursuits this week in ways that will both empower us and align us to the highest timeline of personal growth. And so I was shown the High Priestess and the Devil card with that transit. And so when we think of these energies in the tarot, it is a very fascinating and complex blend of not only spiritual intuition, but material temptation, right? So we don't want to be tempted. We've got a lot of inner wisdom here to face these challenges when it comes to worldly attachments. And so go into your intuition. There's a certain mystery to these connections, right? And so I feel the Divine Feminine is getting deeper and deeper into her attunement when it comes to connection to the spiritual realms, when it comes to embodying spiritual wisdom, spiritual esoteric knowledge and secrets, and this deep sense of power of her inner knowing. And I feel the Divine Feminine's energy is calm, it's still, it's reflective, it's encouraging this introspection and this exploration of deeper truth. The Devil does represent bondage and temptation and the darker aspects of our human psyche, of our human nature. And so there's going to be like a highlighting point when it comes to any addictions that we are holding on to in the collective or any unhealthy attachments. There's going to be an aha moment when it comes to a realization of being trapped in a cycle of materialism or negative patterns. And so this can be really hard to break free from the illusions of control when it comes to the devil energy, because this hinders us when it comes to freedom and our sovereign path. And so if you are still in a point of addiction or unhealthy attachments, there is going to be a confrontation with all of these things that have limited us so we can transcend them. And so there's going to be a very powerful moment in the collective of confronting this inner darkness and these hidden truths, these hidden fears. And the wisdom of the High Priestess is saying you already know the truth of these subconscious patterns that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you bound. And so I had to give up a lot of addictions, emotional addictions, physical addictions. It's actually really quite freeing to know that I've finally kicked that habit of the nicotine addiction and the vaping addiction, even though there was no nicotine. And now kicking the habit of the sugar addiction, which I think is the most addictive substance that we can get hooked on. And so there's a lot of subconscious patterns where this truth is going to come to light, so we can instill healthier habits, healthier ways of thinking. And so on a deep, deep level, we do need to look beyond the surface of temptations. We got to look beyond the fears. We got to tap into this inner strength, this inner wisdom, and break free from whatever's holding us back, right? Because these temptations, these addictions will skew the perception of those spiritual insights that we need. And so there's an unraveling. There's an unraveling of all of these illusions, all of these attachments that are symbolized by the devil. And so we're being offered a pathway this week towards liberation, towards enlightenment and true freedom, but we have to choose to break free from these constraints. We do have to choose to go towards the higher path. And so there's going to be a lot of spiritual awareness, spiritual understanding of what is required of us to free ourselves from these imposed limitations and to bring it to light. And so we close off the week on Sunday. I'm feeling very stuffed up. We close off the week on Sunday with the Sun in Aquarius forming a sextile to Chiron. And what else do we have? Oh, transit Mercury in Aquarius, sextile Chiron. And so these energies are working very closely together. Both of these transits offer a massive opportunity for healing, for integrating the new downloads, the new insights, and to really hone in on embracing that most authentic self, right? That most authentic sense of self. And so each of the transits has its own unique flavor. But there's a huge emphasizing energy on communication, thought processes, and healing. And so there's going to be a lot of healing connected to how we express ourselves, connected to our personal insecurities. There's going to be a realization about our true identity and what's been limiting us due to fear. I do feel a lot of the masculines have that fear of rejection or failure, which has held them back. And I was shown this energy of the Sun card and the Four of Cups. And so there's a very interesting contrast in these energies playing out when it comes to the potential for spiritual growth. The Sun, once again, clarity, enlightenment, seeing things clearly. And the Four of Cups, on the other hand, is a deep sense of emotional dissatisfaction. And so when we play into the temptations, we are actually masking our authenticity, and we do keep repeating cycles of emotional dissatisfaction, boredom, apathy. And so we do have to have this period of introspection where we go through this energy of being discontent, so we can recognize what we've been ignoring in order to get to the other side, which is the blessings. And so I just feel there's a lot of aspects this week, a lot of interesting dynamic energy when it comes to light and shadow integration, when it comes to joy and sorrow, and massive potential for clarity. And so I just feel these energies merging together. We're healing our self-expression. We're healing our communication. We're releasing these old mental blocks, and we are going towards new, innovative healing pathways. That's what the Aquarian energy is encouraging us to go towards. Innovative healing, fresh perspectives to the old wounds that we've been carrying, that we've been struggling with, and learning to assert ourselves and express ourselves holistically. And so massive potential this week to make the shift with emotional courage. And so I just feel the energies this week are saying it's a great time. It's a great time to bring this heightened clarity forward. With the Sun conjunct Mercury, it's just this beautiful manifestation, I feel, of clarity. And with Mars retrograde in Cancer, forming a trine to Saturn in Pisces, this is where we got to revisit what we've avoided. Saturn is all about structure, order, and its karma. And so we have to revisit what we've avoided emotionally so we can nurture ourselves, so we can grow, so we can hone in on a new sense of how we handle our emotions and how we act personally. And so if you would like to explore how these energies will play out in your own birth chart, do feel free to hit me up and book in for either a personal birth chart reading or a transit chart reading. I would be more than happy to do that for you, but we are going to go deeper in with the cards. And what we need to remember is tarot, oracle messages. It's all about empowerment. It's all about growth and guidance. I'm not here to tell you what to do. It's just energy. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, but let's start really creating the life of our dreams, okay? I'm going to go grab some decks. I'm back. Okay, I got a new deck in the mail last week, so we will dig in with the Akashic Truth Oracle cards. I grabbed the Mystic Mondays deck, but ultimately we are going to start with the Heart's Hidden Secrets deck, and we are going to dig in to the Divine Masculine's energy first. So messages for the Divine Masculine Collective. We got 3 fly out right away. We get conflict. Interesting. We get spying. What I heard was lying, spying, and thinking. Let's look on the bottom of the deck. Divine Masculine. So if that doesn't confirm where the Divine Masculine is at, I don't know what does. And so there's this deep internal conflict. And so I almost feel like this splitting energy, like this energy of cognitive dissonance. And they could be in a conflict in another cycle with somebody when it comes to a clashing or differences or incompatibility. But I do think they are spying on you. They are thinking of you. They are missing you, craving you, and trying to gather information about you by spying on your social networks. So if you have a YouTube channel, they're looking at your YouTube channel. If you have a Facebook profile or Instagram or any type of social media. They are trying to gather information in all kinds of ways. They are spying on you for sure as they work through this clashing, incompatible, conflicting energy in that karmic cycle. And so there is a deep desire for a family with you, for peace. And so I think right now they're deep in this fantasy energy, and that's what the Venus and Pisces and all of these other transits are connected to with Venus, Saturn, and Neptune. It is all about fantasy. It's all about daydreaming. It's all about imagining what we want to create. And so the divine masculine is, I feel, at his breaking point when it comes to that final straw or that overwhelm and breaking free from all of those limitations in the karmic cycle. And so definitely the masculine is watching you, craving you, and desiring you. So let's see what needs to come through for the divine feminine. Oh my goodness, we get obsession. So I'm going to go further with that. So what is that all about? Elusive. I just feel that's the masculine's energy coming through again. Okay, past life. So there is almost a mirroring effect here. So you need to be mindful of any obsessive tendencies as well, divine feminine, when it comes to infatuation. We can't get addicted to infatuation. And we get the webbing energy, the elusive energy. And it does say dishonesty, deception, and trickery in past life. And so you might be in a situation with somebody where it feels like deja vu. It feels like a deep past life connection. But there is a repeated pattern here and a karmic lesson that needs to be cleared. And we got 3 more out. And so we got the lusting, the obscurity, and the running. So there is some pretty heavy energy coming through on both sides of the energy this week. And so I do feel if you are in a situation where it feels deja vu, it feels past life, do not get caught in a web of lies. Do not get caught in a web of deception. Do not trick yourself here. Do not trick yourself here. I do feel it's infatuation, and there could be a need to address any addictions like I talked about when it comes to the High Priestess Devil card that I channeled through the astrology. And so this is just lust. This is just lust, divine feminine. This is not love. And so I feel this is all part of the obscurities to activate these secrets to come to light. And so I think you're still dealing with a runner situation here, a repeated pattern of a runner or a ghosting situation. And there is going to be something that is going to disappear just as quickly as it's come onto your path, because this is a week of making amends with the apology card. And so the apology card, I feel, kind of goes both ways here. This is about forgiveness. This is about returning to source. This is about like a coming to Jesus moment. It's a giving it to God week for sure. And so we have to apologize to ourselves. It's kind of like the 12-step program, right? Is it the Al-Anon 12-step program? Where we kind of have to give it to God. And I do feel we do have to make amends to that higher power. And so this is a week of having faith. But the masculine is certainly daydreaming about a family with the divine feminine and wanting to bring balance, peace, and harmony into this connection, and maybe beginning with a friendship. But divine feminine, you got something pretty obscure happening over here. You got something very mysterious over here, I think, to activate some deeper truth, some deeper awareness. But if you are in a short-term contract, this is non-committal. This is all about sexual energy and lust. This is not love. Okay, let's go deeper with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck before we jump in with the Tarot Pivot Point. We are at the Divine Y this week, and so the twins are at a major fork in the road. There is going to be a substantial decision made this week when it comes to a new creative path, is really what that's feeling like. It's feeling like an Ace of Wands. Okay, Divine Masculine, obstruction. You've got a challenge to face. There is a roadblock to overcome, and you are going to need to protect yourself this week. We get the teacher card, the protection card, and the obstruction. And so there's a challenge. There's a roadblock to overcome, and you do need to protect yourself. You need to find an alternate solution here. And so energetically, I feel the masculine is being drained. Physically, I think if he's in another situation, somebody is draining his resources, his physical resources, and there is a need for boundaries at this time. They are involved in a situation teaching them a very karmic lesson, is what this feels like, in order for the masculine to step into that evolution of being a spiritual teacher. And so although it's very dark around the masculine, there's a gift in the darkness. So the masculine, I feel, is opening up a box of darkness, and there will be incoming messages connected to this lesson. So what needs to come through on the divine feminine side? Heightened awareness. I do feel you're sensing something. Whatever this is going on over here, I feel it's a test when it comes to your intuition, because something here is shifting, and I think you're feeling it. And so, yeah, it's a test when it comes to your intuition. So that was confirmed. And so you've got a gut feeling. If something is creating unsurety or confusion, you need to trust that. You need to trust that. I think you're thinking you got a soul connection here, but I do feel it's somebody that will play a significant role for sure, but it's short term to prepare you for that long-term grounding in of these divine counterpart unions. And so this is a part of your journey, a part of finding your truth, finding your tribe, and I do feel a deeper activation of your light working mission. And so the divine feminine is here to shine that light. And I just feel you're dealing with somebody here that is trying to deplete you or drain you or keep you stuck. And it might feel like a really deja vu type romantic partnership, but this is just to contribute to your growth, is what this feels like, divine feminine. Okay, so let's do the tarot. Let's get the Mystic Monday cards out, and let's see. Look at that on the bottom of the deck. We get the World card, and so this is it. These cycles are closing out. This is completion. This is some type of alchemical completion for sure. We get all of the fixed signs coming through on the World card, but it's like everything is coming full circle. So do get ready to move on from whatever has been holding you back with the Six of Swords. And so there is this clearance energy coming through. It feels like a clearance energy when it comes to moving forward. And so I do think there's messages coming. There could be unexpected communication with the counterpart. But let's do 9 of these cards, and let's see what's coming through for the twins with the tarot for the week ahead. I just feel we're finally heading in the right direction. This week is really what it feels like. Yeah, 6 of Cups. We've got reconciliation and reunion energy coming through pretty loud. So let's get them all out. We get the Strength in reversed, Leo energy, the Knight of Wands in reversed, more Leo, Aries, Leo, Sag, and the Justice. And so there is a major karmic rebalancing. And so recent past, that is the energy of the masculine running because their ego fears took over. So there's that running energy, and we do have a full moon in Leo coming up. Whenever I see the tiger energy, I do think of third eye activation, and then there is that reckoning that I talked about, that karmic balancing. And so things are being worked around. We get the 7 of Coins in reversed. We get the 3 of Pentacles upright. And so there is a 4 of Coins in reverse. There's that releasing of that stuck energy, of that holding on to what is no longer serving. It's the releasing of a dead end, a 7-year cycle, stuckness. And then we go right to the 4 of Wands. So massive potential for grounding in these spiritual connections, these spiritual unions. And this is in conjunction with the divine. And so I feel over the next 3 weeks, these unions are going to be made manifest. I love it. The Devil card came out in reverse, and so we're breaking those chains, and we get the Empress. And there you are, divine feminine, sitting in all of your glory. And the last card out, we get the King of Pentacles in reverse. And so the masculine might be standing to lose a lot this week. And so what I do feel, though, with the Devil reverse to the Empress, to the King of Coins in reverse, that is releasing the material world temptations, right? And so if you are in a short-term contract, you are dealing with somebody very much rooted in 3D, very much rooted in the material world, and this could be a huge loss. The divine masculine could be losing it all. And then bottom of the deck, we do get the Page of Coins. And so there we are, that clean slate, that brand new beginning, releasing the 5 of Cups because it's in reverse to the 3 of Swords reversed. And so gaining a new perspective about all of the pain, the emotional vulnerabilities, why the twins had to walk away from one another, so we can make sense of our emotional wounding, so we don't bring that past baggage into these counterpart situations. And so there is a massive healing process going on this week, and the Hanged Man is saying enlightenment, a new perspective, and coming out of that closet. And so I do feel the masculines have really struggled with coming in with that emotional vulnerability, that coming out of the closet energy, so to speak, because of the third party interference and because of the fact that they've built some type of financial security over there. And so this is like the fall energy for the masculine. I do feel a great big fall from grace, and there it is, the temperance reverse. So the masculine's world is getting flipped upside down, but ultimately it is leading to enlightenment, it is leading to a new beginning in love. It's like the energy of rising from the dead, something rising from the dead. And so let's look at this Three of Pentacles. I do feel by the Leo new moon, there is going to be lots of movement forward. So that Three of Pentacles is clarified by the Nine of Swords to the Page of Wands to the Eight of Swords in reverse. And so there's that breaking away, the breaking free. And the Page of Wands is a brand new creative endeavor. And so this is a week of getting unhooked from whatever's been holding on to you, or whatever it is that you have been holding on to, so we can go towards healing. And so get ready for the free fall. Get ready for the trust fall, because those false relationships are breaking apart. There is an undoing in order for a reconciliation to come forward. And so I was going to say releasing the Four of Cups, and look at what is below the Four of Cups in reverse. And so we have done a lot of work when it comes to self-love. I do think there's going to be unexpected communication as the masculine cuts through illusions and embraces this free fall in the energies this week. That is wonderful energies. And so later in the week, when we've got them Aquarian aspects to Chiron, massive potential for communication, unhooking, and going towards solidifying these unions. So we'll get the Akashic Truth. Bottom of the deck, we do get the Judgment card. And so we are going towards good fortune, but we do have to use wise discernment, wise judgment. We can do anything. So we are about to reach phenomenal new heights, and we need to act on the potential that we are seeing. And so it's like seeing the pattern finally, and breaking free from the pattern, so we can plant a seed that will grow into all kinds of unlimited abundance. So a massive potential for growth this week. So the truth of the matter is we do need to walk away from whatever isn't serving us. And so it's a polar bear energy. I thought at first glance it looked like a sloth. I was going to say it's taken a long time. Stop wasting your precious energy on things that will not bear fruit. That's also that Seven of Coins in reverse. It's time to turn our attention to more spiritually aligned purposes. And so a realignment to go back into the right direction and to bring forward a sense of balance. There's the sloth. There it is, I think, or the panda bear. I'm not sure. And so right now we are being rerouted. We are being divinely rerouted to go into the right direction. If we choose to move in the right direction, we will stop getting lost in these cycles of fear, and we will get closer to that success. And so work on bringing balance into your life this week. The energy is really highlighting where we have created lack somewhere, and we have to take action to transcend that lack and acknowledge what is keeping us stuck. And so I think a lot of reflection in the energy this week, because we are shifting our mindset. The mindset is shifting, and we are needing to reflect on our choices, past and present, and to learn the lessons that we have been taught. So there's a lot of reflection, right? The twin flame journey is a reflection. It is a mirror, and it is all for our soul's growth. And so deepen your understanding this week, I think, is a big message. That's what I got for the twins for the week ahead. I do hope this helped. I hope it resonated. Let me know what you think down below. If you would like to book in with a reading, please feel free to check out all of the links below. Also keep in mind, I do offer one-on-one private astrology mentorship and coaching. If that's something that interests you, if you're ready to dig deeper into your purpose, into your path, I'd love to mentor you on your journey. And don't forget to check out the membership side of the channel, where I do go live every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and we dig into all 12 zodiac signs. So I hope to see you over there. Have a great week ahead, everybody.